Part 1. The Signal. The emptiness of space was absolute. Inside the research vessel Astro 2, the silence was broken only by the hum of life support systems and the occasional clicking of instruments. 3.5 months of travel from Earth's orbit to one of Jupiter's newly discovered moons had turned the 6-person crew into a family, albeit not the most harmonious one. "He's still there," said Miles Trent, navigator and linguist, his eyes fixed on the hologram flickering above the central console. "The signal hasn't changed. Same structure, same frequency." Commander Jake Mercer crossed his arms over his chest. His stern face seemed carved from stone, and the old army tag around his neck gleamed in the dim bridge light. "We stick to the plan. No heroics." It was his mantra, his way of keeping chaos at bay. "Plan?" scoffed Amber Rhodes, engineer and pilot, leaning back in her chair. Her fingers nervously drummed against the armrest. "The plan was to study rocks and ice, and now we've got this, a mysterious signal from a dead planet. If something shorts out now, I won't be surprised. If it's sparking, it still works." She touched the tattoo of Earth's coordinates on her wrist, a reminder of home. "Max, analysis," Mercer commanded, addressing the ceiling where a blue light glowed, the ship's AI interface. "The signal remains undeciphered, Commander. The structure is complex and has no analogs in the database. The source is located on the surface of moon AF0250. I recommend exercising caution." "You hear that? Even our guy, 486, is nervous," smirked Tyler Quinn, the AI specialist. He was the only one who dared to nickname the ship's powerful artificial intelligence. "He's lying. I wrote his code. I know when he's bluffing." He winked at the voice in the void, his jokes always masking deep anxiety. In the corner, Logan Black observed in silence. His gaze was cold and detached, as if watching the scene through a microscope. In his hand, he absently twirled a vial containing a murky, moving substance. Security Officer Sasha Vance was as always alert. Her hand rested close to her holster. "I shoot first, questions later," she murmured to herself more than to anyone. The engraving on her armor, "No one left behind," felt like a grim irony in this lifeless space. Arrival in orbit around AF0250 brought no relief. The planet below was a bleak landscape of rock formations and frozen deserts wrapped in perpetual dust storms. Surface temperatures dropped below -94 degrees, and radiation levels were dangerously high. Suddenly, the ship jolted violently. Emergency lights began to flash red. "What was that?" Amber shouted, her fingers flying over the console. "Powerful radiation pulse, source unknown. Some electronic circuits are damaged. Repairs required," Max reported in an emotionless tone. "This thing, it wasn't meant to be found," Logan whispered, staring at the planet below. Despite the risk, the decision was made. The source of the signal was only 15 kilometers from the planned landing zone. They had to find out what it was. The descent in the shuttle turned into a disaster. Hurricane-force winds battered the small craft, and it crashed onto solid lava rock, damaging the landing gear systems. They were trapped. "Repairs will take time," Amber reported, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and fear. "In these conditions, full repair is impossible. Enough for only one liftoff back to Astro 2. They unloaded electric rovers and began their journey through the desolate landscape toward the signal source. Radiation crackled on their Geiger counters, and soon they saw it. On the horizon, half buried under rock and dust, lay an object resembling a giant saucer. It was a spacecraft, but it was not made by humans. The airlock opened with a soft hiss, as if inviting them in. Inside reigned darkness, an alien, unintelligible architecture. Corridors twisted at impossible angles, and the walls appeared organic. The atmosphere was oppressive, full of silent anticipation. They stepped inside, leaving behind the only safe world they had.